Hey guys, it's Corey Levine from the Life Insurance Professional, your local life insurance agent, whether you're in Boca Raton like I am or throughout the United States. I'm licensed throughout the country. I would like to just start this with a disclaimer saying I am not a professional marketer, nor am I a professional video maker, but I am a professional life insurance agent. So excuse the video quality, but hopefully we're going to bring some really good information for life insurance for people over 55 or 50 or 60, 65, whatever. What we call seniors, people are getting calls all day long, and it's usually marketed for 50 plus. So, what are your best options? What are your best companies? Who am I, by the way? I'll tell you that too. Why you should deal with me. What do real rates look like? What to avoid? Because there may be some seriously better coverage out there and available to you than the options you think, than the last option you were offered that you didn't pull the trigger on because you're not sure. So let's get started. Let me get my slide started here. Okay, we're going to go over life insurance for people over 50. What are the best options, best companies, what rates look like, what to avoid? Are there better coverage options out there for everybody? Not for everybody, but let's talk about some of them, but sometimes this is the lapse option when it comes to getting insurance at a specific age, depending on your health, which would be like final expense, guaranteed issue. We're going to talk about whole life. We're going to talk about universal life. We're going to talk about term. Just a bunch of stuff to get people who are over the age of 50 moving. Getting the coverage they need to protect their family, whether it's just for a small policy, a big policy, protecting a business. We do it all. So I'm in Boca Raton. I work throughout the country, but I've been doing a lot of reviews for people locally where my family lives in a retirement community. And we have friends and family there, and they are recommending me to their friends and their family. And what happens is that these people either going to have to decrease the death benefit to be able to afford to keep the coverage or increase the price. The one company that's kind of notorious for this is going to be New York Life, which is marketed through our, the senior's friend, um, supposedly the senior's friend, the company that offers veterans and seniors their life insurance and car insurance, and they get a little free cooler with it. Well, I mean, as great as that seems, there are so many better options out there. So let's jump to the next screen here. And we want to first just touch on the spam callers. Watch out for these people. These guys are calling you and they are offering you burial insurance, state approved, state sponsored. It's on Facebook. It's garbage. If you're a healthy senior, hang up. What they're doing is using overseas callers, and these could be local agents, lead generation companies. They are funneling leads to agents, sometimes several at a time, so you're getting so many more calls. They're harvesting your information. So they're going to break broker dealers and their data brokers, and they're getting your information because you're over a certain age. Now, they do this with mortgage protection. You go and get a mortgage, and it's 350,000, and your information is public information now. They generate lists of people who just recently got mortgages, and they send out brochures and call people about mortgage protection. It could be an agent directly, but usually it's a foreigner, somebody named Bill James or Michael Levinson. I mean, they just make up the craziest names that they weren't born with the name, Joseph Harding, or they use movie people. I mean, it's ridiculous. So we know when we hear that voice of a foreigner from India, I call them Bangladeshians. They're up to no good. So they want to pull as much information about you so they can resell your information to other people using the data they gather for life insurance agents, but also if they're able to add more to your profile, they can resell that list back to the data broker or to other foreigners who are looking to make the same call. So that's why they never stop. 20 a day for me, and I sell life insurance. They don't have set carriers. So that means that they are just calling and getting general information. They don't represent Globe Life or which is the worst, and they don't represent Liberty Bankers or Royal Neighbors of America. They're just looking for your information so they can sell it. So they can sell you as a lead to a life insurance agent in the States. And I've heard of people falling and giving their social security numbers to these people. And then these foreigners are selling what they call applications to life insurance agents who call you and they already have your information. They're just going to put you through and they got your social, they're getting you approved. You don't even know what's going on. So you got to be really careful. And You got to watch out for these high pressure people. Usually, you give any resistance to a foreigner, they're going to hang up. They go to the next person looking for somebody with no resistance. But they're eager to set up appointments or to just get your data. So just hang up. Don't even answer it if it's a spam call. It's an AI or a foreigner, hang up. That's the best way to do it. Better safe than sorry. So what are they marketing? They're marketing something called final expense, like mortgage protection or insurance for burial insurance. They're saying it's state sponsored inside of their Facebook ad. They're saying that it's low price for high coverage, whole life, cash value, lots of different things. Um, Bottom line, it's either mortgage protection, final expense, or burial insurance. Just marketing ploys for people who are going to want to pay for their burial or leave some money to their kids or protect their mortgage. It's not the only solution. And there could be better coverage available to you based off of your health. So let's go through some of the health ratings. Let's go through why you would end up in there. Let's go through universal life and why I think that's an amazing option. But not all universal life is the same. Just like all whole life is not the same. You can get dropped at 75, prices can go up. Let's talk about some of that stuff. So we see in all of these ads, no medical exams required, no questions, um, guaranteed issue. Why is this a problem? Well, higher risk, you give something to get something. More health issues get approved this way with guaranteed issue. And they delay their benefits. Full benefit is held back for 2 years. Only accidental is covered. They have a way of wording it that sounds so smooth and so good. And you know what? These smaller policies for um, mortgage protection, 350,000, 500,000, they're, those might be term, but they're based for lower death benefits. They're higher cost. When there's less underwriting, there's higher cost. When it's guaranteed issue, there's higher cost. You could be doing much better someplace else with a guy like me who's got 30 different providers, but not every provider for one customer. Every customer needs a specific provider for the reasoning that they're going, the goal they're trying to accomplish. So if you're taking too many meds, you're 350 pounds, but only 4'8", there's going to be some issues. Guaranteed issue might be your only option. But the trick is to protect yourself early and get the better rate. So we have immediate first day coverage, and that can consist of whether it's whole life, it can be term, it can be universal life. Again, not all universal life is created equally. It covers natural death, natural causes, covers accidental, day one, no waiting period. But then we also have modified, and this is specific to um, mainly final expense providers. But when we're dealing with term, whole life, or any type of insurance from like legitimate carriers who cover just about everybody, not focused on just old people, could have modified or table ratings where we have diabetes that is severe or something that's severe. So they just amp the price up. It could be table plus X amount of dollars per month. And accidents are usually covered. Natural causes on modified final expense are not going to be covered. It's going to be the same thing with a waiting period. Um, Depending on the program, it could increase over time. You get to 75, and now all of a sudden you can no longer afford the same amount of coverage. So either the death benefit has to go down to keep your price, or the price is going to stay the same and the death benefit is going to go up. But then we have guaranteed issue, the most restricted, guaranteed to be a 2-year waiting span. No natural causes covered for 2 years at least. If you die in the first 2 years of a natural cause, you're just going to get your premium back, usually plus 10% if you're lucky. Accidents are covered for those first 2 years, but natural causes are not. And different people have different healths and different health issues. Different companies have different ramifications or requirements that are needed. So different coverages and different outcomes. And a good agent should be able to explain to you why you're getting it and if it's good for you or, if it fits your goal. So this is an example of what you might see on Facebook. Just make sure we didn't miss anything here. Yep, we did. What people really want. So people just want decent, good quality coverage with A-rated companies that actually will pay out, that has a good history of payouts, affordable premiums that just never increase, a death benefit that never decreases. And we also want to have an honest explanation of our products from the agent for not to be worded in a way that is going to sound good to you, but is really not exactly what you're expecting. So but that's all we really want. And we just don't want to be pressured. I mean, people say people don't buy from friends, but for me, I build relationships with my clients. I want to make sure their families are protected. And you'll hear my story a little bit when we get to the slide about me, but I'm a widower and I'm a single dad, two boys, raising one for 10 years on my own, one since 7, now 17. My wife passed. We had a pretty decent payout, but we didn't have the right amount of coverage. We should have, for what we were paying from Primerica garbage, which we're going to go through companies. That's New York Life. amount of coverage we could have had would have been much higher. Could have had quality living benefits in there. So every program should have some form of living benefits, and they should be better quality. It doesn't really cost very much at all. So life insurance should be simple, and dealing with a licensed independent agent gets you the best options from the best companies that are best for you, and it should be explained in a way that's understandable and honest. Okay. I like to call myself the Kingdom Life Insurance Agent because I just try to keep biblical principles in there and treat people like they deserve to be treated. Like Philippians says, put your selfish ambitions aside and help people. So, what does a state-sponsored life insurance company look like? Well, at least the ad for $10 on final expense insurance, $10 a month, whole life coverage. I mean, garbage. It's not true. You're never going to pay 10 bucks. And you'll see national senior benefits, USA life benefits, state senior assistance. I mean, these are just agents or marketing companies that have developed an ad that's going to get you to fill out a form. It's a $10 gimmick, which I'm going to explain in some of the next slides. In bold letters, it's just a gimmick. It's to sucker seniors in. They're all selling the same low quality products using different state names, different state approvals, no medical exam required, rates never increase, coverage. I mean, that's what we want. Coverage never expires. It's state regulated insurance. Well, all insurance is regulated by the state. Come on. So I'm going to show you some examples in the actual ads library that life insurance agents and marketers use to get you to fill them out so that you can get a quote. But you don't get the quote, you get a phone call. Next thing I wanted to kind of go through was good old Colonial Penn life insurance because I know a lot of people in their older ages love to watch Me TV, the Western Channel, and they are seeing this and hearing this all day between Marshall, Dylan, and The Rifleman, my two favorite shows, honestly. I swear, love Fester. But 9.99 monthly options, whole life, guaranteed acceptance. Don't have to worry. I mean, if I can tell you how many clients that I started with that don't buy because they think I'm not selling them the 9.99 plan and that's out there, they wait 6 months to a year. They finally call the 9.99 plan. They realize it's a scam and it's bull. And then they call me back. I want to know why my quote is no longer the same and it's more expensive because you waited a year. I can show you teachers for my kids' preschools and when as they grew up, teachers that I've helped that have come back to me a year later and they're so upset, Corey, why is the price changed? Well, you waited a year, you're a year older. It went up $16. I'm sorry. Let me guess, were you checking out the 9.99 Colonial Pen? How did you know? Because everybody does. Good old Jonathan Lawson right there. You know, insurance professional and dedicated employee. Oh, I'm sure he is a dedicated employee because he's getting paid tens of thousands of dollars for his commercials, which I could play if you wanted. What is guaranteed acceptance life insurance? Guaranteed acceptance whole life is a type of whole life insurance. Benefits and features may vary by insurer. What by insurer? Yes, they do because they sure vary during the Colonial Penn process. But generally, they're guaranteed acceptance plans. They're insurance policies with limited benefit periods. Why is that in the disclaimer? And applicants are not asked health questions. Whoa, an insurance company doesn't care about your health? It's not required to take a medical exam. Listen, I understand it sucks having a peanut cup, get poked with a needle, get your blood pressure taken. But if it's going to save you thousands of dollars over time, why not? Come on. If you're healthy, no reason not to take the exam. Some companies don't require the exam even, but you're usually going to pay a hair more. Different amounts, different types of coverage, different companies, different pricing. I deal with the least expensive and the best. Not going to go through companies. Not sure if you'll see the company names in the slides, but again, I do represent about 30 companies. And, you know, I find you the best coverage, know who you're dealing with, know what the company is, know what your living benefits are, know how much coverage you have, how long it's going to last, if it's term, whole life, universal life, what type of universal life, lots of questions. But how does Colonial Penn work? How does a 9.99 plan work? That garbage doesn't work. Colonial Penn, popular guaranteed assistance program, their whole life insurance coverage are available in units. A unit of coverage corresponds to the life insurance benefit amount that an individual, based off of age and sometimes even health, but this is guaranteed issues, not even health. Amounts are based off of age, gender, and state of residence. So, what else? Price per unit is a fixed amount. Multiple units can be purchased to help build larger death benefits. Most popular coverage option is for those between 50 and 85 in most states. Guaranteed acceptance means that you cannot be turned down for any health reasons. Locked in premiums, rates starting at 9.99 or 9.95. It used to be 9.99. No medical exam, locked in premium. It's got everything we really want in life insurance. Huh? Can't be canceled on you, no, because they're going to price you out of the box later and you'll cancel it yourself. So what happens when you get to those little sites that let's see if we go back that says apply now or learn more. Look at these. And here they're going to say learn more right over in the bottom box. Two options happen. One, you're going to get to a website like this one. And I cut out the name because I don't want to have any problems, but it says right over here, agents from our partner, they're going to give out every different company, but they partner with certain companies. They're going to push certain companies. They're going to ask you for your phone number, your email, and you can provide it and consent and conditions to purchase our products. And it's also going to say no junk mail. Bull, I've gotten it already. No spam calls. Nope, you will. And our guarantee, right? You will. So here's what you get on those Facebook ones. If you don't end up on a page like this, please enter your best information. Now, if you go to their privacy policy, you'll see that they will give your information to other people because they represent 20 different companies. And those companies are selling leads to individual agents. A lead form, though, on Facebook's a little different. Keeps you on Facebook, doesn't send you to a landing page, but they just want to know your information below, verify the purposes with a secret word. So when they call you, go, is your favorite color blue? Is your favorite hobby fishing? Oh, you know who I am. I'm trusted. They do the same thing with the Bangladeshians, but full name, email, phone number, zip code, marital status, date of birth, um, terms and conditions from Good Samaritan Insurance Agency. Well, it's just the name of an agency. It's not Good Samaritan Insurance. Um, you can never trust a Facebook person. Privacy policy. Wait, you're not done yet. Thank you for submitting your request for final and burial expense quotes. Tony or Leandra will reach out to you shortly. So this company is run by Tony and Leandra, and they're going to want to confirm your info and book a time to speak with you. Due to our high volume of requests, because God knows you people fill out forms like it's going out of style on Facebook. I mean, it's the only thing that brings people faster than God is Facebook. We have a few spots available. So, in order to skip the line, please click schedule now and book a spot, which you're not going to show up to and you're not going to answer when they call, but it's a Facebook form. So let's get into some pricing and companies that are of, I think, real value when it comes to the final expense market. But this is what I use for a client recently because he's 67, lives in Florida, non-tobacco, standard health. He does have diabetes, but it's very much under control. His um, whatever you call it is six, and his sugar level can't remember it all of a sudden. And he's a standard health, has high blood pressure, taking lisinopril, and that would probably run as a standard based off his height, weight, which I'm not going to go through, but I'll just call him Fred. And Fred was looking at a great policy for some great value with living benefits, but has decided to explore his options. So I explored his options for him and sent it to him. And he said, instead of the 100,000 that you're offering me for, I think it was like 345, we can check. I got it up here somewhere. I'm going to look at some other companies. And I said, okay, maybe I did something wrong. Not the nicest guy sometimes. I'm a little direct. I get very frustrated when people get taken advantage of or open up the door to be taken advantage of. So, um, you know, it is what it is. I just care. I care too much. So Americo, okay company. They have a mortgage protection product. They have final expense burial. They have the first aid coverage. They have no medical tests. They do ask questions. If you fail the questions, you're going to end up in the guaranteed issue program or a modified program. But for a total of $35,000 a month, you'll pay $200 a month. Neutral Gomez at 213, Foresters 214, Liberty Bankers, another company I offer 220. These are whole life programs. World Neighbors, excellent company actually, 225, one of the higher ones. Baltimore Life 226, Fidelity Life 233, True Stage. It's really one of the companies that's offered through the Garbage Ethos websites and Policy Genius, which is really, a bunch of other companies that just offer through, it's another company that offers a separate policy through True Stage, a different name. Lincoln Heritage Garbage, they sell you the burial coverage and they'll negotiate your funeral price down for your beneficiaries for an additional whatever amount of dollars. If you have any of these companies, or Primerica, New York Life, any of these companies, please reach out. 561-542-8610. You're going to see it in the description. And again, like and subscribe if you do like this video, please, because I want more people to see the truth about life insurance. So another company out there has a product called the Protector 2. $50,000 of coverage. Price never goes up. Death benefit never goes down. 186 a month for 50 grand compared to 35,000 for between 256 and 200. Come on. It has cash value growth. These products grow at like 1%, 2%. You have access to borrow money from these products. That's what they sell you as a benefit from whole life. But they charge 8% for their loan and they deduct it from your death benefit. So if you only have 10 to 20,000 and you borrow five, which would take you a really long time to have 5 grand in there, because I just spoke to a customer who has this product since 2019 with another company, and they had about $3,000 worth of coverage. It's 2016 now, so they've had it for 7 years, and it's only grown to about 3 grand. And they took a loan paying 8% on it of their own money. It's ridiculous. We do immediate coverage. If you're over 60, you're going to require a medical exam. If you're under 60, you won't. If they see anything in what they call the Medical Information Bureau information for agent or for underwriting departments to be able to approve you, they'll require the blood urine and blood pressure. And that happens quite quickly. I tell all customers expect it because we're going to get you the best rate for you. And then we can review that information. And if it doesn't work out with that company, we can then go to one of these companies that are going to give you, more leeway with health issues. So comparison, anywhere between 2 and 256 for 35 grand or 50 grand for 186. Which one do you want? So a little bit about me. Again, my name's Corey Levine. I'm your local life insurance agent, and I'm a single dad of two boys, a widower. I know what families need. I know what seniors need. My wife passed away 10 years ago, and I do what I do because I want to protect families. I want to pay forward the blessings I've had from life insurance, and I want to ensure that people get honest, upfront answers. They need to make sure that they have the right decisions, make the right decisions based off the right information. And when I got life insurance for my family, nobody did that for me. Wrong insurance, wrong amount, wrong company, wrong agent. My number is 561-542-8610. And you know what we did? So I'm gonna just show you a policy that it was for a gentleman, and I'll block out his information so you can't see it because I keep everybody's information, hidden. Um, so just bear with me for a sec. So, 50,000. Let's show you how this policy can grow. $50,000 level death benefit for 186. It's a guaranteed death benefit and a guaranteed um, locked in premium of 186. That's if you are standard. It's a standard option. And you'll see here that if this policy, which is directly related to a index like the S&P, which has a cap of 6%, the max you can get on the really good years, and then we have a guarantee of 2%. So let's just go right down here, and at age 75, you have over $10,000. That's 10 years in this policy, 8,000 available to you, way more than you would have if you were only getting 1.5% like you do with a whole life policy. This is a universal life policy. It's really cool. But even at 2%, let's change the view of this thing. How do we do that again? Right here. So by age 78, you can have access to 11,000 or 9,000 access, 50,000 death benefit, account values 11. You can see right here that this is, if it only performed at 2%, you still have cash value in the account. What's really cool about this product is it has what we call return of premium. So let's say you're 81, 82, and you turn around and at 81, 82, you're still paying into this policy, $186 a month. It's guaranteed to 120. Premiums are being paid into age 100. It's definitely affordable. It's for 50 grand. If you decided that you didn't want to have life insurance anymore in the 15th year, they'll give you 16,000 1 year. Year 15, we'll start this, $16,763 back to you, return of premium. More than you have in your cash value, a part of your account. So you can see right there, cash value is only 15, they'll pay you back 16. And that's if it returned 5.55 on average. And we're talking about not actual crediting. Let's say you got an average of 3.75. You still have 11,000 available, 11,964 account value, but it goes up even higher back to $16,763 return of premium. Let's scroll down. So let's get these cleaned up. Now, what do we got? Well, year 20, We paid in $44,000 into this policy. We have $50,000 worth of coverage. If we want to leave, they'll give us 25 grand to walk away. You don't get that anywhere else. Give away your policy. I can adjust how long you pay into this policy. We have you pay until 100 now, but I can set this up. It will cost you a few bucks more, but we can reduce it down to, you're starting at 50, you want to pay till 75. We'll stop it at 75. The coverage still stays in effect. But you can see here that your policy of 2% payments runs out at age 83. This policy would lapse if it only got 2%. But if it did get its 5.5%, you can see there's still 20 grand in this policy. 19,000 at year 20. But at age or year 20 of the policy, you can take your 25,000, just walk away, cash, tax free, or you can let the policy keep on going. It eventually lapses right here. It lapses right here, and it lapses right here. Well, lapsing is a problem, right? Well, not when we got a guaranteed death benefit and a guaranteed premium. So even though there's no money left in this account, as long as you continue making your 189 payment, your life insurance stays in effect. Or we can stop making payments, the price would go up, and your policy would stay in effect. So great product for the price. I mean, you're going to take a whole life product and they're going to make you pay. You can see when we go back and we look at if we go back and we look at most of these policies, you can see in the fine print. Oh, oh, you know what? We never talked about this part. So let's talk about that. But as long as you make your payments, locked in premium on, um, your premium gets locked in and never increases as long as your coverage lasts. Your benefit will not decrease based off your age and gender. And it's said in here that as long as you make your payments, you will get it. And how does the 999 work? Well, I'm happy you asked. 999 is based off of units. So I thought I had this open here. Here's just another landing page that the life insurance specialists, they couldn't get my name, the life insurance professionals, huh? Or you can see here when we put our information in and we get our quote, there's the prices that we saw. Mutual of Omaha, Royal Neighbors of America at 225, America at 200, Mutual of Omaha at 213. And now it's going to start asking me questions. Look, the last 3 years, have you had personal experience dealing with or paying the cost of a funeral of somebody you know? Okay, they're add your voice. Oh, they're trying to generate more information. This information be used in articles, but will never be publicly linked to you. It'll be linked to the agent that gets the um, information. Choice Mutual, I actually know the owner of this company. They sell your leads. Liberty Bankers, 220. Immediate coverage. American Amicable, 229. Fidelity, 237. True Stage, 243. AIG doesn't go up to 35,000. GTL Guaranteed Trust Us doesn't go up to 35,000. Transamerica doesn't. Gerber doesn't. Aetna doesn't. American Home Life doesn't. Affleck doesn't. ARP, New York Life, does not. AAA, well, really New York Life. ARP, really New York Life. True Stage, Fidelity, State Farm, very limited coverages. So let us go in here because I've done it before, but I don't see it open. So let's just get a quote. Let's put in my pseudo name, Burro Mierda. If anybody speaks Spanish, we know what that means. Bull whoopee. Say I'm in Florida, 33496 Boca Raton. Why don't we do 06 26 1950 9? What's that make us? 65 would be, I'm 50, so it'd be 60 for 65. This would be about 70 years old. Just put 1960, right? Yeah, about 65. That's my number right there. Let's take my email out. God knows I don't want them calling me, which they will. So we're gonna get a quote. I'm a male. I'm in Florida. Okay, guaranteed acceptance. Pick a unit. $886.96. That's how much life insurance you got yourself with by sticking with Me TV and Colonial Penn. $9.95. You get $896. Well, I need 10 grand. So get 10 units. Puts me at 8,960 for $99. Well, how many units can I get? I want 21,000. I'm paying 238 for it. That's our max, 21,500, $238. No first day coverage, 2-year wait. Should we apply now? See the garbage we get? Nope. 65-year-old man. Let's edit that. So now I'm a 70-year-old guy. Let's take a look here and to see this guy was 67. Let's see, 57. What does that put us at? 68-year-old man. He's 67. So here's a pretty good explanation. Let's select our coverage. He wanted 35,000. Can't even get it. He can get 18,000 for 238. Price can go down, huh? So it's a big scam, and you should be protected. Um, and I can run quotes for you all day long. It's just a matter of getting you applying and seeing what you get your coverage at. Oops, sorry. And knowing exactly what your coverage is going to give you and how you're going to be able to benefit from it. If there's living benefits in there, which means you'll get paid if you have a chronic illness, critical, terminal. You're told, listen, I got 6 months to live and I want to just, well, you get all 50 grand and I can give you up to 1 million. So this video is getting a little bit long and I don't want to spend too much time, but again, check the description. You know a lot more than you did a few minutes ago. You know what to stay away from. I'm your local insurance agent in Boca Raton, but I service the whole country. Please, give me a call, an email. I like to use digital life insurance at gmail.com or Corey at the Life Insurance Professionals. You can text me at 561-542-8610. And if you did find value, I know I'm long-winded and I kind of suck at making videos, but, just like the video, subscribe. And, as a Kingdom Life Insurance agent, just as my advice to other agents, if anybody actually watched this, do what's right for your customer. Final expense is like the bottom feeding part of the life insurance business, but you can make a lot of money. So, if money is your main thing, you want the ease of final expense, not having to worry about medical questions. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these companies that we just went through are going to require medical questions. They're going to require you have decent health, not the best. They will give you a little bit more leeway, but when it comes down to like Foresters Mutual of Omaha, they're going to have medical questions. They'll also have guaranteed issue. But again, 561-542-8610. God bless you guys. I hope that this was a helpful video, and that we're able to maybe connect in the future.